Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tan Kian Kiong, and I would like to present to you the Design Studio 5 Project 1, the Sane Dev. In this high-pressure environment of current society, in the recent years, news with people commit suicide are getting popular globally, including Malaysia, leads to a fact that the commit suicide rate has becoming the second leading cause of death among human beings. In the world, one person kills themselves every 40 seconds. In Malaysia context, approximately 250 people attempt to suicide in a day. All the statistics are pointing towards a tragedy that suiciding is the current trend of the community. One of the major issues that causes the current situation is that they have no suitable platform that could introduce to either physically or mentally ill people, resulting in a circumstance where they could not self-heal themselves, and the only way to heal themselves or to be safe to escape from the situation is commit suicide. Hence, the issue and the current trending of suiciding is presented in the Sane Dev. The Sane Dev is presented to you through a storytelling approach in an attractive manner. In the first board of the Sane Dev, which represents by the tangerine color, this is a phase where people are stepping into the preliminary bridge to suiciding, which representing in a maze. Along the path, there are many ways to kill yourself, including drowning, sharp objects, hanging, all the way up to the dying tower where burning, carbon monoxide, chemical substance, pesticides take place. Among all, hanging is the most used method for suiciding. Hence, it plays throughout the ground as a metaphor of its trendiness. From here, it comes with another question of handling the dead body, as it occupies a huge number of space for burying or flammation that will eventually pollute the environment. Moving on, to avoid and alternate the terrible circumstance, a platform is proposed to rationally resolve the current trend of suiciding. It is a platform provided for painless assisted dying, which is euthanasia, for people with thought to end their life or suffer from terminal illness, or probably rethink their decision eventually. The other side of board is representing by green color. Throughout the euthanasia process, three phases are introduced which including alive, dying, and euthanasia all the way up. From the alive stage, people are provided with interactive activity and counseling, expose themselves to a positive environment. Going through alive, it comes to the dying stage. People are being counseled and advised and given the autonomous to decide whether to continue to proceed to euthanasia stage, which is the painless assisted dying, or choose to return back to the society. Throughout the process, everything occurs painlessly and rationally to ensure everyone has the right to decide and make the right decision. In consideration to family members of the patients, bereavement process are provided to ensure that they are get over of the loss of their loved one and move on to their life positively. Furthermore, in order to resolve the environmental unfriendly issue caused by burying and flammation, several typologies are introduced including capsula mundi, which contain the dead body in a biodegradable pot together with seeds. It turns dead body into a tree and merge together with nature, and eventually it would turn into a memorial garden. Moreover, instead of flammation, liquid flammation are being used to avoid air pollution by turning dead body into unharmful liquid, and at the same time, the bonds could be used to produce memorable belongings for the memory. On the other hand, in order to integrate with my site synergy, the ever-changing quality of site characteristic, it is interpreted into the use of modular mechanism. The modular mechanism framework allows for 1,000 possibilities of layout design and orientation to provide privacy or open social space through its standardization of dimensions. However, the ever-changing quality here is not merely focusing on the current program, euthanasia, but more towards to the unknown future development. Just as how the uncertainty of Frog Hill, from rubber plantation to tin quarry and to a beautiful hideout now, the future is yet to be. To conclude the presentation, the two combined boards are arranged upside down, showing a totally different ambience of the two mechanisms. Only a building block connecting the two mechanisms. It is to show the contrast between each other and at the same time to show as a transition where people could actually escape from the cruel environment and indulge themselves with a much more rational, positive, and healthier environment. A step further towards the ideal goal that to create an autonomous community whereby none of the patient would commit suicide randomly without causa or with pen. This is the story and where the drawings are named the Stand Death. That's all for my Project 1 presentation. Thank you for your time.